Good day, everyone. This is Bridget Elaine Medina, and for today, I am going to tackle about second language assessment. Second language assessment is concerned with procedures and techniques for measuring second language knowledge. Thus, the main focus of the field has been the definition of second language knowledge and the design of assessment procedures that match such definitions. While the field is generally known as language testing, it is also referred to as knowledge language assessment due to the recent trend to use multiple assessment procedures and not just tests. We have different principles of second language assessment. The fundamental principles of evaluating and designing second language assessment include validity, reliability, practicality, equivalency, authenticity, and washback. Validity is a complex concept in testing, seem to have well encapsulated the main attributes of validity. They indicated that in order to achieve validity, a test should measure only what it claims to measure, not measure anything else, rely as much as possible on empirical evidence, involve performance that samples the test criterion, offer meaningful and useful information about a test taker's ability, and be supported by a theoretical rationale. A test is considered valid when it reflects the test taker's ability in particular area and the test does not measure anything else. Second, we have reliability. A test is considered reliable if it is administered on different occasions and similar results are obtained. The following ways to ensure that a test is reliable. First, it is consistent in its conditions across two or more administrations. It gives clear directions for scoring evaluation. It has uniform rubrics for scoring or evaluation. It lends itself to consistent application of those rubrics by the reader. It contains items or tasks that are unambiguous to the test takers. Next, practicality. Practicality refers to the logistical, practical, and administrative issues involved in the process of constructing, administering, and rating an assessment instrument. And according to Bachman and Palmer, on the other hand, defined practicality as the relationship between the resources that will be required in the design, development, and use of the test and the resources that will be available for these activities. Next, we have equivalency and authenticity. An assessment has the property of equivalency if it is directly based on curriculum standards or instructional activities. Specifically, equivalency determines in what ways assessment design is influenced by teaching. Brown and Abe-Wickrama of 2010 provided characteristics of test that has authenticity as follows. First, it has language that is natural as possible. It contains items that are contextualized rather than isolated. It includes topics that are meaningful, relevant, and interesting. It provides thematic organization to items such as through a storyline or an episode, and it offers tasks similar to real-world tasks. Next, we have washback. Washback may have been called backwash, test impact measurement driven instruction curriculum alignment, and test feedback, according to Brown and Hudson on 1998. According to Brown and Hudson, is the effect of testing and assessment on the language teaching curriculum that is related to it. Likewise, washback is used to refer to the influence that a test has on teaching and learning. Nonetheless, if the test causes too much anxiety for the students, teachers, and parents, the washback may be deemed as detrimental. Mismatches between the goals and objectives of the curriculum and test can also be a source of negative washback. The example, Brown and Hudson, according to them, If a program sets a series of communicative performance objectives but assesses the students at the end of the course with multiple choice structured tests, a negative washback will probably begin to work against the students being willing to cooperate in the curriculum and its objectives. And we have some options in language assessment. The method of assessment varies depending on the subjects and purposes of the assessment. Language testing is different from testing in other content areas as language teachers have more alternatives to make. According to Brown and Hudson, they identified three basic assessment types: selected response, constructed response, and personal response. Selected response assessment provide students with language material and ask them to select the correct answer among a limited set of choices. Because students do not usually produce any language in these assessments, they may work well for testing receptive skills such as reading and listening, as Brown and Hudson noted. Examples of selected response are true or false type of assessment that requires students to choose either true or false to respond to the language sample given. Next, we have matching type. In matching type, it requires students to match words, phrases, or sentences in one list to those in another. Whereas the advantages of matching is low guessing factor and the compact space needed, matching can only measure students' receptive knowledge and vocabulary. And in multiple choice is the type of assessment that requires students to choose a correct answer among several options provided. Next, we have constructed response assessment, appropriate for productive skills such as speaking and writing. Example of this are performance assessments, interviews, essay test. Performance assessments examples: if examinees are required to perform some sort of task, the task must be as authentic as possible, and the performances are typically scored by qualified raters. In interviews, an interview in second language assessment is a method of assessing students' oral language proficiency by asking students to answer certain questions, and the language students orally produce is used to determine their level of proficiency in oral communication. An essay test for second language teachers. Essay tests deserve significant attention as they are frequently used in the classroom. An essay test can broadly be defined as a form of assessment in which students are required to respond to a question by composing a piece of writing such as an essay or a paragraph. In second language acquisition, essay tests may be regarded by many teachers one of the most reliable types of test to evaluate student productive language use, such as the use of vocabulary words and grammar structures to convey their ideas, opinions, or arguments. Moreover, students' ability to logically and clearly organize their writing can also be measured. Next, we have personal response assessment. Brown and Hudson indicated that personal response assessment requires students to produce language to communicate what they want to communicate. Examples of these are conferences, portfolios, self, and peer assessments. In conference, assessments occur when the students are required to visit teachers' offices to discuss a particular piece of work or learning process. So teachers, you can use conference assessment to foster student reflection on their own learning process. Teachers can use conference assessment to help students develop better self-images. In portfolio assessment is an ongoing process in which the student and teacher choose samples of student work to include in a collection, the purpose of which is showing the student's progress. For self and peer assessments, in self-assessments as described by Brown and Hudson, students have to rate their own language through performance self-assessments, wherein students reading a situation and deciding how well they would respond in it. Peer assessment, as the name suggests, involves students assess the language produced by their peers. First, the categories of this are direct assessment of a specific performance, indirect assessment of general competence, metacognitive assessment, socioactive assessment, and student-generated test. A combination of formative and summative assessments may also be a balanced approach to evaluating student progress, especially for second language learners, as no test can possibly measure all areas of skills and knowledge that learners have mastered. A balanced approach to evaluating second language, students can ensure that the results of the assessments are more reliable, and students who do not perform well under pressure and stress during the exams may find it fairer method of second language assessments. So here are my references, and thank you for listening.